Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the
Yo.
Comfy Org stream. How's everybody doing today?
Amazing.
How are you doing, Julien? How are you doing, Phil?
I'm doing better now that I'm with you guys.
Well, we got some fun stuff today. ByteDance dropped the USO model yesterday, I believe, or maybe the day before, and we just got into Comfy yesterday, which leaves us open today to play. So yes, if you want more info about this model, go to the Comfy blog, as always, blog.comfy.org. All the information is there, but I'm just going to jump through it real quick. And that's the documentation there in the chat, which is nice too. That goes a little deeper into what this model does. If you've seen, we've been freaking out about Nano Banana, and we've been freaking out about Flux Context and Quen Image Edit and all of them. This is kind of another one of those, kind of. But instead of being an image editing model, this one is designed to maintain the subject of the image, but restylize that image. So you can do multiple inputs. Julien's actually going to walk us through all this today. He's been running it on his machine today and trying some stuff out. So I'm just basically going to, wait, this isn't a Juan stream? Yeah, no, exactly. We've been hitting Juan real hard because it's great. But there's other models in the world. So USO, if you want more info, please go check out blog.comfy.org or click the docs.comfy.org link in the chat. And I will add these links to the description below. So like later when you're watching this video, you can just click on them there. I touched on it for a second, but yes, the whole point of this model is it is a subject-driven generation model. I'm just reading this now off the page. USO is developed by ByteDance's UXO team and built on the FLUX architecture. So this is built on FLUX Dev, I think.
I believe
either
so.
FLUX Dev or Schnell. One of them has a more...
No, it's Dev.
Yep. It's Dev? Okay, yeah. So one of them has like a license that permits this, and I think that's the one they used. So built on Flux architecture, representing the first model to successfully unify style-driven and subject-driven generation tasks. The model achieves both style similarity and subject consistency through disentangled learning and style reward learning, SRL, delivering state-of-the-art performance among open source models. It's my understanding that this model, they make it feel good when it does the right thing with this reward learning. So the right thing in this sense is doing the style transfer. So we're basically just hitting this thing with dopamine every time. It nails it. And that's been a recipe for a lot of really interesting training. If you look up reward-based training, it's very interesting. We won't get too deep into that, but that's a rabbit hole and a half right there. So the model highlights for this model: it is a unified framework, first model to combine style transfer and subject consistency in one framework. Most models require the main checkpoint and then some sort of plug-in or system to do this kind of thing, whereas this one is like all together in one model, similar to the way the image edit models work, but it's not exactly the same because those are designed to do text-based like actions, whereas this one is designed to take images and do stuff with those images. Is subject-driven, style-driven, and combined subject and style generation. And then multi-style support. You can actually blend multiple styles together. So I guess you can add more than one input as well. I haven't even tried that yet. Layout control, preserve original composition or transform layouts. So I guess you can tell it to either keep it the same or dream. So we'll have to dive in a little deeper and see what that means. More info about this, go check out the blog. Otherwise, we're just going to dive in and check out Julien's screen.
All right. Sweet. Thanks, Purz. So I attached this link, like in the chat here, where you guys can find like all the details that Purz was going over right now. And to simplify, what I've gathered so far is, you have a prompt, you have a style image, and you have a subject image, and you mash those things together, and you can get things like that. And we'll do this one together. where I can tell you what I did here just before we get into it, because I think it's always exciting to see the end result before you actually get to it, just to get an idea.
this is sick.
This one really surprised me. So the figure, right, that came from a prompt. So what I did, and we'll do it together, is I fed an image and to the Gemini auto prompter, so to say, where I got a prompt from the image that went into my positive prompt. And also then for the subject, I use this crystal tile image that I will show you. And the background came from the style image. And all three things got mashed into this. And I was like, oh, whoa, this is crazy. So that's one of the things. So I say we start from scratch, and I will show you where to find the workflow. So you click on the top left, go to, your view, browse templates, and then you can type UFO, just kidding, USO. And here it is. You click, and you should, I'm going to zoom in, but you should get a pop-up at first, because I got it, because I installed a fresh install for this, where I was missing all the models, right? And obviously, because it's based on FLUX dev, you will need to, download a FLUX dev. Exactly, yeah. And I had to update Comfy, to pull to get the latest version of Comfy and the latest version of the front end and the latest version of the workflows in order to see it. Otherwise, you won't see it.
Yeah, I just want to say also, desktop, it may not show up in desktop mode, but it is. Sometimes it just takes them a few days to do the desktop update, but Zanelli says it's in there. So yeah, just update.
And the LoRa's, the patch model. So that's what gets patched over. I'm guessing the FLUX dev that does the USO, and the clip vision model, and it tells you where to put the files. And when you do, little R to refresh or reload the page. I prefer to do R, like Purz talked about last time, and then all the models will be directly populated here when on your load model section. So then I think we're going to keep things simple. We might even just take this example from here. Just going to copy this image. Actually, no, it's this image here. And we're going to slap this image here, because you see, if you look down, you have like the subject identity and the style. So for the subject, we're going to put this one here. And for the style, I don't know, let's just pick something that I have. Let's see here, like something like that. And we're going to stick to the default prompt here. So and then this setting here, we're going to talk about it here, but this setting is very important. It's based on what the team's finding from ByteDance. They recommend to go with 512, but I noticed that the higher I go with this, and the more it's going to be influenced by the prompt versus the image. It's still experimental in my mind right now, but this value here will have a lot of influence on the end result, and we can play with this. So let's just cue that. Also, when Purz said you can load multiple styles, here you go. You can either just load one style, or just not bypass these two and just have another style.
Just train them together.
Yep. Another thing you can notice here, if I'm too zoomed out to Purz, let me know. But another thing too is, if you look down, you have another workflow in the workflow that is all bypassed. And this one does not use the subject. It's only using style reference. So it's going to style your prompt, essentially. So what I did when I was messing around with this is I just basically disabled the subject and disabled these two nodes here. Same thing, because this goes there and there, boom, boom, and that's it. So this way it's just using the empty latent. So here we go. Here's one.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and what's crazy is like this came from, it's this is the subject, this is the style, and this is a prompt. A European girl with a heartfelt smile. She's immersed in a vast, endless field of blooming flowers under a perfect sunny summer sky. So then what I started to do, which was I thought kind of cool, is to take the usual comfy example.png, and then I started to make some experimentation with this very basic style and see what happens.
The Fennec girl.
Fennec girl. Thank you. There we go.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
that one works really well.
Yeah, and you can really see where the style is influencing.
Yeah, like why go to art school anymore?
Right.
This is art school. This YouTube channel.
Yeah, right. So then I will start just here. Let's just do something else. Let's just write here like a complete different prompt just to try just to see how much the prompt influences the end result. A beautiful sunset on an empty beach. So let's just see what happens when we do that. And
so we didn't talk about it, but this model is, like we said, it's based on Flux, but it's actually a model patch, like a model patcher.
Mm-hmm.
So it is like entirely based on Flux. This model is actually tiny because you're using Flux as the inference model.
Mm-hmm.
So someone in the chat had asked how big it is. It's quite small if you already have Flux.
Agreed. Yeah. And so you can kind of see like the background change and everything. And so what I can just for sake of this is let's increase this value. Let's go 1024, for example. And like I said here, they explain that depending on what you set, it's going to be influenced more or less by this image or by a section of the image. Like you can crop in on the face. I don't know. Like I have to experiment, but yeah, this value here seems to be very influential on the end result. So I'm for this example here because we're experimenting, right? I'm leaving the exact same image, but increase the resolution here, and I'm leaving this wrong quote unquote prompt that has nothing to do with the subject, right? Just to see if the prompt will have a more of an influence. See, it just gives like something completely different again. And yeah, and you can see like it's hard to tell because the style is very kind of crazy. So I want to replicate one that I had that was really cool. Hold on, this one I really loved. So I'm going to drag and drop it here. And I see. Okay, so this one we can do it together. So for this one, what I did is the next step that I did is to basically try this this style here, which is without the subject but just the style reference. So basically, it's going to fully follow the prompt. So one easy way to do this is to just this way we don't move around too much on the workflow. Is you could use the workflow that at the bottom, which is right here, or I'm just going to bypass, like these couple nodes here.
So what we're doing here is we're bypassing the image that's going in, and we're only using the style input to stylize the text prompt. So text to video plus style minus the image, or sorry, text to image plus style minus the image to image section of it. Just to be clear.
And okay, this one, and you're going, and I think the one that this is just too quiet, so I'm going to just say here, I'm going to take the prompt from here because I like the result of here. I think this came out quite beautiful, which was a giant wave breaking in front of a beach. And I am purposely leaving the Fennec super basic image because it does look like very vector style, and I really like the way this one looked. And worst case scenario, I can show the result there. I mean, this is not a good way, but you can see like here. I'll show you like the result that I had earlier with a different seed. But I really quite like the simplicity, but yet it's almost like like a vector style, it's like a logo. I really like this one. So then I went into different rabbit hole directions. So I then started to experiment, and I think it would be fun. Let's just see what happens when we use the same prompt, same everything, but just different images for the style. This image has nothing to do with, it's just complete. It is not even a beach, not a sunset, no nothing, just very unrelated. And let's just see how it impacts the end result.
That's sweet, actually.
Yeah,
that looks great.
Kind of reminds me of the old disco prompt, Lighthouse. If you remembers that one.
Everyone who ever ran disco for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, it works. It's a lighthouse. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this frankly this model so far, based on my like a couple hours or working testing it out, it's very artistic. Like it's
Yeah, these are really cool.
Okay, this one.
Let's
Okay.
Julien, switch the subject to a dog. I think like seeing a representation on like an animal.
Send me a dog if you can, Phil.
No,
Or
no,
Oh no,
like
in the prompt.
The
In the
prompt.
prompt.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
image changes, but the dog, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, let's do it in a second. Let's just see this one. Okay, this one went kind of
that's
wacky.
wild.
The waves look great too, though.
Okay, so you said a dog?
Just a dog, like a dog in a park. By the way, I don't know what this drink is. My girlfriend just gave me it. It's like mint or something. It's crazy. It's
I was
super
going to ask
good.
you because there is a lot of noise around. Everybody wants to know what you're drinking.
I don't even know what I'm drinking.
So yeah,
And Phil's asleep.
Ooh,
Yeah, exactly.
here is your dog in the park.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's sick.
This is crazy.
That looks so good, dude.
Yeah, dude, just keep rocking these. This is great.
Yeah, and
Jelly dog,
I've
I'm
had
ready.
the most I've had the most fun while keeping things simple like this. I've had the most fun by just doing style reference. And oh,
That's
this
cool
is crazy.
too.
But then and we'll go there together. I had also a lot of fun when I started to go crazy by combining this with API nodes.
Yeah, like I mean, a lot of people in the chat are asking like, does it work with X and Y? And you know what? Like, there's no reason why it shouldn't work with control nets, Redux. Like, we have a whole ecosystem around Flux already. So
Yeah.
you know, finding a balance.
Let's see.
These are so cool.
Is the seed locked?
It shouldn't be
No, I
fixed.
think
It is. Yeah, it is fixed.
No, that's good. That's good. That's
Yep.
crazy. That means that it truly is changing it that much. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not just doing the
whoa.
same composition with different like styling. It's really like delving deep, which actually probably allows it to be this stylized, right?
Yeah,
All right.
and you can clearly see that it's taking the style of the image and not the yeah, it's the colors, yeah, I don't know, the textures, and
That one especially really nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one really did.
So then let me see if I have good examples that I did before, so I can. These were not so good.
I gotta send you something, Julien.
Oh yeah, go ahead. If you want, if you want us to try like this setup right now,
Yeah.
we can, and then we can step things up and just go crazier in the experimental side of things. Oh yes, Phil.
I'm just curious how like this kind of stuff reacts. Let's do something like this too.
Let's see, Phil. I'm doing your.
Curious.
Oh my goodness, the second one you sent. Oh wow.
It did
Yeah,
it. It did it, but like, you know, if you zoom in on the init image for a second, there's a lot of characteristics that it just kind of glossed over. But
let's try the next one. This one's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna zoom in for the people here.
just some like Dali kind of ridiculousness.
I'm gonna call it Phil E at this point because that's really like
just
style.
Way too many psychedelics, kind of a weekend.
Ooh,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
the dog's like, what was in my dog food?
So
you guys want to have fun and try two styles?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like it seems to be generalizing without hyper specifying. So I think pairing this with Redux and turning Redux down and having like a nice 50-50 split would be really effective.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
We merged this model with Redux.
Merge it? Like the actual weights?
Oh, I guess not, because this is just the LoRa.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that one's great.
Yeah.
That's so cool. It's like patched.
Yeah, it's
that's very interesting combo.
Put Purz's face in there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But so is there a strength?
I couldn't find it actually. If there is,
Not in the subgraph?
What if you go into the subgraph?
oh duh. That's right.
Just
Not
double
this, yeah.
click.
So no, it's
No.
literally just a patch or a clip
Yeah.
vision. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, in that regard, it's. I mean, we have the Laura though. We do have the Laura strength. So maybe play with the Laura strength.
Yeah, it's
That's just going to be the overall, I think, right?
yeah, and I want to show you guys this one too as well. Oh yeah, so this one was
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's excellent.
you see how it just I can see some of the elements and the colors like here kind of, and also like the style hey, it's like it's gonna be a 50-50 split between the two style reference, I'm guessing. So then what I started to do, which I thought was pretty cool, is I started to because I was running out of images. I was like, oh, let me just make my own or prompt, and one of the I think we can, if you guys want, we can replicate this one, because I think this one was quite crazy and quite unique. And so
Before you switch the seed,
go ahead.
Julien,
Yeah.
bump the weight of the Laura to 1.5, and because the seed is locked, just don't change anything except for the Laura. I just want to see how bumping the Laura strength 50%
No,
affects the output. It'll probably break it, honestly, but here we go.
I'm keeping the exact same everything.
Yeah,
So-
Emac had the same thought. I didn't even see that. We were on the
Yeah,
same.
set it to 500.
Yeah, please.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, see it immediately
Yeah.
broke it. Okay,
Yeah.
so they really did dial it.
Whoa.
And now, just for the sake of this, what happens if I go 0.85?
Or the other way. Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to go 0.5, but
pretty
I have bad
goopy.
fingers, so
Yeah, that's
0.85
a
it is.
sign of a lawyer breaking, basically.
Still,
Yeah, not as yeah.
It's interesting.
let me try one at 0.5, like much lower, because it's too close to one.
And then the other question is, what happens when you put like style lores in line with that thing? I don't. Yeah, there's a lot to try here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I see this as like a stimulus to try. Okay, so this is with 0.5.
Oh, I mean,
it's cool too.
It's just different,
I actually don't mind this one at all. It's and so yes, the other thing that I thought was pretty cool, I'm gonna go back to one here, is what I did is I'm gonna take this from here. Let me just close this one. Yeah, I'm gonna take it from here. For example, I'm gonna take this two and just slap them here. So what I did is I loaded an image, which technically, and I wanted to get a prompt from the image that I loaded, and that just gave me
just zoom in on that Gemini node so they can see what you're. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So just when we talk about this, like these API nodes, you can use the Google Gemini to do like Gemini Flash. It's insanely cheap, and if you just need an LLM to do something like this, throw an image in and be like, hey, describe this image in a specific way, like Julien's doing here. This is a great way of doing that, because yes, you can do it locally, but just ask these two how much it sucks to load LLMs in and out of memory while you're trying to load image models in and out of memory, just to go through a single prompt. This is why we use API endpoints for our LLM calls, because yes, it is technically possible to do it, but it sucks.
Yeah, and you know what? In the bigger models, they're accurate. They're amazing models, and sometimes you don't want good enough. You want a perfection, right, or close to. So,
yeah,
I definitely use them all the time.
And I'm giving it your image fill just to see how.
Oh my god!
How it survives.
I don't think any local LLM under 32.
No, this is how we achieve AGI. We just keep showing LLMs insane images like this,
and until it can describe every square millimeter.
I just kept it simple. Let's see. So that's step one, right? Like, yeah, I input an image that has nothing to do with the other two to get the prompt. So that's what I did earlier. So I got this, which is super cool.
That's awesome. Just before we go on, Oliver says flux guidance and LoRa strength is your combined control. I found 0.9 LoRa and then guidance gives me better option outputs, but your mileage may vary. That's very interesting to use flux guidance and strength sort of as a balance for the control of this model. Super smart.
I want that stopwatch.
Like in real life or the actual image?
Dude, look at that thing. It's friggin' sick.
Yeah, it looks like it's right out of Rick and Morty or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like a close-up in SpongeBob, and it gets all like super weird detailed.
Yeah. And I think it's time to introduce the subject. And so for the subject, let's just go with I liked it when I did with this. So the subject is just like some tiled, basically crystal textures, which looks cool. And I don't know, I'm just like saying let's try, see what happens. I mean, what I could have done too, because I like the previous prompt, is I'm gonna copy it just in case. I could also bypass now that I like the prompt and just unplug this and just paste it. That's another thing that I did earlier.
Nice. I just want to also mention iMac mentioned Florence. I also use Florence locally. It's fantastic. Very lightweight, very modular. The COG 2.5 fine tunes and stuff like that are very good. Also, yes, like Phil said, the Quen 2.5 VL is really good. But again, more VRAM, but you can run it on like Open Router and stuff like that. So there's lots of options. Lots of options.
They have a 3B, a 7B, 32, and 7E2. So whatever you need in terms of intelligence and VRAM, they've got something for you.
Yeah, like what we mean by intelligence is like if you needed to very specifically give you like very specific prompts, like you can ask pretty much the dumbest LLM on earth that can look at images to look at an image and describe it pretty accurately. That's all fine. But now I'm like, okay, well, now I don't want you to exceed 200 tokens on the output. I want you to lay it out in this way. I want you to extract the keywords and then make a prompt out of this thing that you've built. All those, like everything you add to that request is you need a smarter and smarter and smarter, like, model to deal with that. So that's what we mean when we say a smarter model, because almost all of them that can see images can do pretty good captioning.
Yeah.
But if you want to like go deeper, it takes more and more context.
Yeah. I found like 32B was really where I could start to like push the model around and pretty much like Purz said, give it all of these like requirements, do this, don't do that, et cetera, et cetera. And it started to follow them. But anything kind of lower on the parameter count, it suffered a little bit or just flat out wouldn't do it.
This output is insane. That last one.
Yeah. The last one was and I went back to this one because I wanted to show. See, there are some crystals, but not much. I am now going to go back to their suggested value here of like I know you can see of 512.
Oh, we've been rocking 1024 this whole time.
No, it was bypassed.
I see. Okay.
But the last two that we did were with 124. This clock that you liked and the one that Purz just liked too. So now I'll do the exact same thing, and I'm bypassing this two, by the way. This is the same prompt now.
Right.
And let's see what happens when we same everything, but with 512 instead of the 1024. And I had some very different results. See, I'm getting more of the crystal now when I do when I decrease this.
Okay, I mean that kind of makes sense, right? Clip Vision is a very picky model that you start to bleed outside of Clip Vision's range of vision, and it starts to fail basically.
And it's also a lot more trying to stick to the composition of your input image there.
I did notice that. That neon one in the middle is pretty much exactly.
The pinky, magenta, purpley, red one is like exactly in the same spot. Yeah.
And you, it's what's cool with this so far is now it's getting a little wild. It's getting lost a little bit because of the skull here and everything. So then what's cool is you can just play with different things, right, to try to get some different results.
Here, this is where the image randomizer really just like
exactly
smash them
just
together.
Do a folder and walk away.
which actually, if I replicate that one, I enjoyed quite a bit doing this earlier, where I went with this and then that here. And then for the style, let's just use your clock. Maybe we can just do one style for now. I mean, it's the world is your oyster, right? You can just go as crazy as you want. So
The world is your clam.
So let's just summarize. Right now, we're going to basically get a prompt that's going to describe this image and restyle it a little bit. Then for the subject, we have this skull guy here. And then for the style reference, we have just one, which is Phil's crazy surrealist abstract world with all these details. So we're going to mash these all together and see what happens. Sorry if I'm moving around too much, just let me know.
No, you're good. We're just playing with the model. And you guys, like, this is how we learn how the models work. Like, if you're wondering how we figure this stuff out, this is exactly it. We all have boxes and boxes of generations we've already made. Stuff like this, you can just start remixing it, like with all of the stuff you've already made and new stuff. And I tend to use pictures of my face, but I only do that because I know what my face looks like, and I know what the model's doing when it changes my face, right? So, like, I always recommend getting a base image that you like always work with. Like Kajai always has this image of an old man like falling into the river, but it's always the same image because then you know what your model's doing. And then in situations like this, we get to restylize stuff and recontextualize your work. It's very cool.
Yeah. Ground truth is important, right? That's like the main kind of idea here.
So here what I just did is I went from 512 to 910 to try to see if I can get more of again, I don't even know if what I'm saying is correct, but again, this is all based on feel so far. But if I can get more of the prompt and less of the subject, and you can see, right? Like and I like this because it's crazy. Like this is less of this, more of that. Art Nouveau portrait of a pale woman with a white finger wave hair, wearing a gold filigree veil and an emerald green velvet gown. That is literally doing a match between these two, and I find it really interesting, artistic wise. And then now, I'm just gonna say, all right, let's go crazy and add even more by going back to this very simplistic, like textured work here, and see how much it changes that now. It's pretty fast too, by the way. I'm on a 4090. It doesn't take that much time. I mean, right now, what takes the most time, quote unquote, is like just to wait for the LLM, results. But the actual workflow is pretty fast. And I'm generating in a 24 by 24, 1024 by 1024.
Do you guys know the period trick?
Mm-mm.
So if you click outside of your any nodes, just click on the background and then hit the period key.
Period. Okay. Or no, nothing. Or
nothing. Well, then maybe it's a Mac thing. I don't know. There's a button that will fit all the nodes into your screen at once. So you can click on a node and then hit fit, and it'll fill that node, your screen with that node.
Oh,
you can click away and hit fit. It should be period. I don't know why
it is period. I didn't even know that, by the way.
What the heck?
So thank you for that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. It's great when you try to like not manually zoom in,
All right, people, this is where, like, you can tell I'm French, because when you said period, I was just doing comma, but I do period, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you click on the output node and then hit it.
Yeah, which here, let's just say I go there, boom. Yeah, great.
Yeah, so it's going to try and center and like fill the space with that node, which is, a great way for you to like bounce around your scene. And then also you can just click on a node and hit period and then like zoom in and edit stuff, then click away, period, back out. Most node-based things do this, and it's, it's just one of those cool skills to learn, and it'll make you rocket fast.
Yep, it's and you see how it actually it works with when you select multiple nodes too. I'm going to run. I just ran one like this with the crystals for the second style reference, but then I'm going to do something wildly different, just to see, because they're all somewhat in the same palette right now. This, I mean, not necessarily useful, but kind of, I would say, right? So let's just see if we can add some diversity by for the next one by adding like a different type of texture, just to see. But yeah, the results are strange in a great way, I think. Like I love like just like Redux. When it came out, I had such a ton of fun, so much fun, just like mixing things that shouldn't be mixed. See, this one's nothing crazy, so let's just run another one. Just have to experiment.
Yeah, it's cool though. I really do think that they looked better at 1024.
Hmm.
I wonder
Oh,
why.
yeah, you mean like I can.
Yeah, the other thing that I'm thinking of too is, with IP adapter, we suffered from the same problem, clip vision being too kind of like trained on like 256 tiny little thumbnails. But like Mateo started tiling the clip vision images to essentially get more of that data in there. And I'm wondering,
I wonder if
like,
they're doing that under the hood here
Hmm.
too.
I mean, and if they're not,
Oh,
we could do it, right?
see that? That's with this texture, and the next one will be the exact same thing, but with 1024 instead of 910.
Hmm.
But I am not really seeing too much of the style of your image here, Phil, that came through, or it's just hard to see. So I'm gonna just try to pick a different one. I don't know, like here, let's just do the jellyfish for the next one.
I was watching a video earlier, and the narrator had an even thicker French accent than you, Julien, and I was going to send you the video and ask you to translate it for me.
I have a thick. You have a thick French accent? No, 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 no.
No, no.
ComfyUI. So sometimes I notice when you do the 1024, you can get like some strange, overly mixed, like influences between the prompt and the subject image, which can be actually kind of interesting in my opinion. Wait, so the next one, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just input a different. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna start to input like a different image. Yeah, it's just this thing is kind of a vibe. Another thing that I did.
Okay, now do 16 images.
Hmm?
Now add 16 images to the input.
Oh.
Did I stutter? No, I'm just kidding.
I was just having.
Yeah, Julien's very easy to understand. I never have a problem.
Some people do struggle to understand me but I think that's not a me problem though.
No, but also, we talk a lot too. I'm get used to it and stuff. But I never found you hard to understand. I don't think anyone's not trying hard enough, I think.
This one is like a floating head. It's actually kind of cool. You see how the background comes from the textures, the texture here. Let me do your dot trick. The textures of this here. The overall composition, I feel like, of the shape of the head comes from the jellyfish, for sure. And yeah, this is cool. So now, what I did also, because that's just easy enough. If you wanna bring in like more diversity without like, and if you don't have anything, what I just did, just because it was just kind of fun, I just basically plugged in instead of using this. So what I did here, I'll explain what I did earlier. I didn't no, yes, I still use this. Okay, yeah, I remember. For the style reference, instead of using this image, I just made my own. So here I'll just load that. No, we're here. Let me just actually select the bottom workflow and get rid of it because we don't need it. And I just said colorful surrealist. I just used the GPT-1. And then I fed this into here instead of using that image. I can bypass it. Not that I need to. Just like I said, this is just
So you're like generating a new style image right on the fly.
On the fly, exactly.
That's really cool. Now you can text prompt your stylization.
Mm-hmm. It's just like different ways to
yeah, I mean, I love having access to all these API nodes and like just like because these models, you know, otherwise they're stuck behind some other tool, but now you can literally just plug them into stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna basically we're gonna fit this, that with this subject that is then and this prompt that comes, I mean the prompt that comes from this being described, and you end up with this weird contraption here.
Wow.
So then,
I love the fire in the eyes. That's from the original, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's from the original. So then, another thing that you can do, you can just go back to no subject, so bypass that, and then you can just literally merge. Because I think I'm having personally the most fun with this so far by just so far, right? Like just based on my few hours of playing with this, is with just with like the style reference more than with the subject plus style. At least for now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've seen most people on X doing, but yeah, man, I can't wait to see what everyone's doing with this in a week, you know.
Yeah, let's see how this one comes out. See now, like this one has obviously nothing to do with the subject because there is no subject, and it's purely like driven by
that prompt
by
and the style.
Exactly. And the prompt, let's just play with some different image. I just put like oh yeah, let's do the clock again. I like the clock. Do you guys have other ideas of things to try, Purz or Enfield, or just continue?
Yeah, I'd like to, before we go on any further, I want to talk about the Comfy Challenge real quick. We every week we do a Comfy Challenge. Last week was falling. This week is latent. What's the word? Foraging. Latent reforging. Essentially a anime transition from one character to another, or your character transitioning into their final form. So think animes that we're not allowed to talk about. Not that. Never that. Never that. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's the deal. We do it every week. Last week was Falling, was amazing. The week before was Turn It Around, which was a cat turning around. So yeah, this week's been very interesting. We've got a lot of entries already. If you want more information about this, blog.comfy.org. It's all there. Head on over there and check out the announcement of the winners of week 2, and it'll have information about week 3, which is the week we're in now. So yeah, that ends on Saturday or Sunday. I believe Sunday or Monday. I can't remember now. It's all on the blog. The point is, we're going to view them all. We're going to judge them. We're going to pick a winner. And then we're going to announce a new contest on Tuesday. So every Tuesday, we announce the winner and start a new contest. You can join us here on Tuesdays for that announcement and our stream. Then on Thursdays, we hang out on the Discord and we make entries with whatever cool tools came out that week. Hang out with you guys, and we have a more informal back and forth type situation than this sort of thing where we're streaming at you. You can come and hang out and ask us questions and work on comfy problems we're all having together. Bring your workflows and show off some of the cool stuff you've been doing and make entries together. And then Fridays are these streams when we dive into something like this. And sometimes we're going to have a guest. I've got a few guests in the pipe. Going to be announced very soon. Big secret. People that you'll be very interested to hear from, I promise you. So yeah, that's all the admin stuff, I believe. So let's get back to making cool art.
So a couple of things. I was just looking at the chat as you were talking, and I see there is quite a few French speakers. So salut au français. Just wanted to say that. And also, how cool is this goddamn image here? I mean,
Yeah, it came out really good.
Dude, it made a right mess on that chessboard.
yeah, I mean, I love this. So let's just go through what's going on here. Right. So this is a style reference that is generated on the fly by a GPT-1 or GPT image 1. And style 2 is the jellyfish that is also kind of like, you can see where, like the influence of the jellyfish on the style here. And Phil's image is what's used by Gemini LLM to give me the prompt. And so prompts plus these two styles gives us this. So I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's like infinite exploration here.
Mm-hmm. So what I can do, I feel like for the sake of this, I can just add here like the best one. I mean, the interesting ones that I created earlier. So let's see. I am going to only focus on. Yeah. So I already did show you. Yeah, I like this one. That was just a prompt that was stylized with the Fennec girl in Comfy. This one, you saw it like it was a different style. Then I had like, oh, these were cool. These were like actually quite interesting to me. Like this texture like almost fractal style. Look at this one. This one is really, really unique. And my brain is already going in the image to vid with one, where I could just make this like rotate and transform and like a mirror, like a psychedelic. What do you call this? Like when you look in the hole and you have like a
Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know, like I went like the wrong. I was not being clear, but thanks for getting me the
Mhm.
word real quick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this one is my favorite by far, which I did show at first. I explained it. Oh, then I had some weird like how crazy is this one? Some weird like crystal jellyfish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one's really wicked.
There's a whole series there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a low poly glass.
Yep. And remember the girl with the girl with the veil? Actually I shouldn't have said that. If I would have had you guys guess where the influence is here, you can recognize the skull, right? Plus
Mhm.
the girl with the veil, and this one was with a 1024 Purz instead of the
Mm.
512, and it went just
Yeah, it seems like it makes a difference.
yeah, and then I had like then oh yeah, this one was the last one that I did before the stream, which was
Ooh.
yeah, this one was interesting, where you recognize like the neon skull that is not here right now, but anyways, yeah, this is a fun workflow, like it's and just for those who are just joining us now, this is straight into Comfy. So again, top left, and you can say view, browse templates, and
Mhm.
search USO. And here it is. That's the workflow.
It's under FLUX if you're looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll show again.
If you don't see it, all you have to do is update Comfy.
Yep. There.
Yeah, FLUX 1 dev USO reference image generation. You'll see the workflow is kind of scary, but it's not that bad. And as with all the workflows, Julien, if you just zoom in on the left there, just zoom in on that. Yeah, you can see
better. Boom.
Yeah. You can see there's links to all the models, and then they tell you exactly where those models go in your Comfy folders. So there should be no confusion. Just grab them, drop them in the folders, and then hit R or refresh to restart your Comfy page, and you'll be able to select the models if they're not already selected. The thing is, if you grab these files with these file names and put them in those folders, you don't even have to change them when you restart the workflow. It should just work. So yeah, that's why they're laid out like this. So you just drop them in the folders as is. They should be good to go. But if you're like me and you're a little OCD about things, I like to make subfolders for all the architectures that I'm working with, because I have, like 1,000 models in those folders. So, I have like a FLUX, a WAN, et cetera, subfolder. But you do you, boo. This is what modular software is all about.
Yeah, and another cool thing with Comfy is you can install a different instance of Comfy, and then you can just keep things separated like this. Like for me, for example, for this, I just install a new version of Comfy, and I just downloaded the models, and easier to just demonstrate that they are all right there, and I didn't have to do anything once downloaded in the applications.
Especially if you're playing with a brand new custom node or something, you might want to try it in like a test environment first before you add it to your main repertoire, because one bad apple can spoil the bunch dependency wise, but it's usually possible to get back out of the hole. It just it can mess up your day.
Ever so slightly. And so that's basically it. Any questions from the chat here? I mean,
yeah, we can jump over to the Q&A and see if anyone has any questions. But yeah, we got Laminar uses subfolders as well. IMAX says learning Comfy is a marathon. Yeah, no doubt about that. Is OT based on Flux? Is it based on Flux? Yes, this model is based on Flux. I love Comfy, but it's a struggle learning it on your own. So I appreciate you all. Just started, but I'm here for the long haul. Damn right. Get in there.
Never ends.
Yeah, Zanelli said for this one, they had to make the model patches folder. That can be the case. If it's not already there, just double check in your models folder and just make that directory if it's not there. Mm-hmm. Bennett asked, how is this better / different than Flux Redux? Sorry, I've already answered. I came in late. Hey, Bennett.
Hi, Bennett.
This model is a split, and it attempts to retain the subject and just apply the style to that subject. So where Redux will just try to literally smash the images together at a certain ratio, this one is trying to actually apply a style to it, kind of like IP adapters worked, as you know very well. So yeah, this model is different, but similar, much like all the models are these days, slightly different, but similar. It's just a slightly different way of going about a similar process. And, maybe you'll have better luck with this than something else, but yeah, it's always good to have options. Right on, friends. Well, I mean, that pretty much covers it. USO, there's going to be more, I'm sure. We're going to have more, incarnations of these models and things like that, where we get to play with all this stuff. And, somebody tomorrow's going to shoehorn some amazing stuff into it, I'm sure. It's just... what a time to be alive. What a time to be in this thing. What a time to be on the bleeding edge of the bleeding edge of the bleeding edge of this technology. So as always, we thank you all for sharing it with us. And thanks for guiding us through this, Julien. That was amazing. Great job, man. Right on. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday. We'll be back doing something. I don't know what. Something's going to come out this weekend, so we'll do that.
Yeah, definitely. It's not even a joke anymore.
It's just an inevitability. Yeah, we used to joke about that, but now there's definitely probably something coming out on Friday or whatever, or Saturday,
and if not, back to one.
Yeah, it's back to one. We still have to do S2V. We still have to do. There's a lot in that ecosystem. I just saw there's a 2.2 PUSA model. Mm-hmm. Please go research this stuff on your own. We can't do it all for you, Let's go. You tell us about this stuff on Thursdays, and then we don't have to do as much work, That'd be nice. No, thanks, everybody. Much love. We appreciate you coming and hanging out with us every time, because it's an investment. But I think it'll pay off because, man, there's a lot of fun stuff to learn still. Bye-bye, everybody.